All right, so gearing down here, last prospect, the Colts drafted Tim Smith. He's 6'4", 302 pounds, defensive tackle out of Alabama. So pretty good pickup. You know, this entire draft, I could say every single pick was quality, and it seems like a lot of Chris Ballard's drafts, it has been quantity, not necessarily quality. It felt like this draft, okay, we're going to make every pick count to the fullest. We're not just going to draft for needs right now and scramble. No, in free agency, we address some of those needs. So now they're looking towards the future. Grover Stewart is 31 years old. He has 2 years left on his contract. He's owed about $14 million each year. And I think Tim Smith is a phenomenal candidate to step up to where Grover Stewart is. Grover Stewart, coming out, he was a fifth-round pick. He wasn't drafted very high, just like Tim Smith. But it took him a couple years before he really came into his own. And when he did, he has been a force to be reckoned with. He is one of the better one-techs in the NFL. And, you know, could Tim Smith become that? I don't know if he could be one of the best one-techs in the NFL, but he could definitely be a serviceable. He could definitely be starter-worthy and get the job done, and that would be beautiful. That would be awesome, right? You know, not every player you draft in the 5th or 6th round will develop into one of the best in the league at what they do, but they can at least provide a serviceable and be more than enough and be a solid starter. Sometimes that's all you could ask for from a 6th-round pick, but maybe he turned out to be more. You never know. But in college, didn't really get much pressure on the quarterback. He was more so a run defense, kind of a defensive tackle, a one-tech. I'm assuming he's going to take up the one-tech role after Grover Stewart leaves. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be maybe as good as Grover Stewart, but I think he can absolutely be similar to Grover Stewart. Just, you know, in that aspect, just not one of the best, but he could be good enough to be a starter and get the job done. Like I said, not really going to provide much of a pass rush aspect, but he is going to come in. He's going to work hard, and I think this is good depth for the time being while he is developing. He may not be great right away, but the only way to get better is have him go out there, play, get some more tape, get some more film, and watch himself and learn that way. I think this is a phenomenal pick. Like I said, every single pick in this draft, very high quality, every single pick, and a lot of people will argue about some, especially about the Justin Wally cornerback out of Minnesota, say he was drafted way too high, but go check out the video if you like my analysis on that. I'm not going to get too much into that as I've gotten to it a few times already in some of these videos, but Tim Smith, pretty good pickup. Pretty good pickup. You know, he's playing at Bama. You know, it's a chicken scratch just to get a starting job. You get the starting job, and then you're going up against some difficult opponents, so really strong pick here in the 6th round. Like I said, not a player that's going to come out and get a ton of time right away, but he can develop, and he can replace Grover Stewart in that one-tech spot, which would be important, very good. In the meantime, it's good depth, so it's a win-win. Like I said, Grover Stewart's 31, 2 years left on his contract. Tim Smith, I can see Tim Smith stepping in and being the Grover Stewart after the Grover Stewart. So, solid pick by Chris Ballard. Good job looking into the future like he did with this draft many a times. Really liked it. Really liked that he looked into the future. And every other pick is done. I kind of skipped Tim Smith, and then I went to Hunter Wooler. That video is already done. Everything else is already up on the channel about every player. So, that's it. Quick little video for Tim Smith here. I'm not going to go long here and drag the video along. I respect your time. I respect that you have things to do and you want to do and yourself. So I appreciate you watching. This is JDW. No, this is Jason. Appreciate you tuning in to the Horseshoe Hustle, represented and brought to you by the JDW Sports Network. So I'll catch you guys later. Jason, aka JDW. Call me whatever you want. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.